So I was just laying in bed about to go to sleep. I was thinking about the past 2-ish weeks and how profoundly my life has changed. And I wanted to share that because maybe someone else can choose to do what I did and just be happy. Because I have been happy. I have been joy oriented. I never thought it was possible to enjoy myself at work and just be happy, like genuinely happy. I used to struggle with work so much. I spent the past however many years, for as long as I've been working since I was 15, probably. And I just always felt in such pain at work. I always felt so trapped by work, needing money to pay bills, to save for things, and just like, I have to work. There's no way around it. And I felt like I was just drowning in fatigue and misery. I felt like I wouldn't ever be able to do any of the things that I wanted to do because by the time I got home from work, I was exhausted and just didn't have the energy for extracurricular activities. I didn't want to do anything except just nothing. Just dissociate, not think anything. And my path has just led me to learning to be happy all the time. And so that's something I've always kind of wanted to learn but never thought I could really do. So one day I just said, okay, I will be open to it. I struggled with it a little bit, believing that it was possible for me to be just happy throughout my day. But I remained open to it. I just said, okay, universe, spirit, whatever, just show me a good day. I'm going to have a good day today. Just let me have a good day. And it happened. I had a good day. I discovered an audiobook that I really liked, and there was 11 other books in the series, so it's been keeping me busy for a while, and I've just been having a fantastic time listening to them. But yeah, then the next day I was like, okay, show me another good day, and I've kept doing that, and it kept happening. And it wasn't that straightforward. I did backtrack a lot here and there, maybe like 2 or 3 times, where I would fall back into my old ways, but I realized every time I took steps backwards, it reinforced the original lesson. And for example, I realized that part of the reason I was always so exhausted and overwhelmed is because when I was taking a break, I was doing that by overstimulating myself further, not allowing myself to just think and be present and feel and exist. I would just plug myself into some mindless YouTube video and just keep going for hours until I had to go to bed. And though that was my form of resting, I never felt rested after. I felt more exhausted. And I kind of felt dumb because that's something I did my whole life. And all I had to do was just be silent and let go and ignore that urge to just, I don't know, distract, absorb content mindlessly, and be present. I've been enjoying presence a lot lately, but the whole point of that was I backtracked and I would go back to my old way of comforting myself and relaxing, which was just to watch things. And I felt bad about myself and I beat myself up. But then I realized I'm noticing how this doesn't work anymore, and noticing how this is harmful. So when I do backtrack, it just reinforces the idea that, yes, I don't want to do this again. And you backtrack again, and you're like, yeah, this really does suck. I don't want to keep doing this. So then the next time I got the urge to watch YouTube or TV or whatever, I just thought, this isn't going to feel good. This is going to be exhausting. And it's like I've made the mistake a few times now, so it's like I know it's true. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to do what I know. I'm going to do what I know works. And I don't even remember where I began with this, but oh yes, being happy every day. So yeah, I wasn't always happy every day. I would pick up on the energy of people around me who were unhappy, like, oh, it's only this time, I have to be here for another few hours. And I noticed myself picking up on that. And I work with my brother, so my brother did it, and I took on his energy. And for like the last hour or two of work, I was just dragging. And the first half, more than half, the first part of the day, I was great. I had pep in my step. I was having a great time listening to my audiobook. I was even listening to music, which I don't usually do because I get overstimulated and it exhausts me. I was just having a great day. And then he was saying how tired he was, how he didn't want to be there, and I took it on, and I was like, oh god. But then afterwards I realized I was doing it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm having a great time. I'm just going to put it out there again. Show me another good day tomorrow, and I'll be open to it happening. And it's been happening. It's great. And whenever you're on a path like this, just remember that the first day is the hardest, second day, second hardest. The more you do it, the easier it gets. It's always going to get easy as you move forward. It's going to become easier. And I'm on week 2, maybe 3 at this point. I'm pretty sure it's only 2, but I'm at a point where I already trust that tomorrow is going to be a good day. That's so fantastic. Like, I was at work and I was like, maybe I'll just stay later because I'm just having a great time. I'm just painting and it's fantastic, and I'm just gonna keep doing this. Then I was like, no, it's nearly 8 o'clock, go home. But like, I've never had that where I was just okay with being at work, and being at home and being at work was the same energetically, I guess. It's like I used to desperately need to be home, and I would look at the clock constantly. I even set a timer on my phone, and I start it as soon as I clock in so that it counts down all day and I know exactly how much time I have left until I go home. And like, I don't even look at it anymore. I put it on out of habit just to keep track of time, but I'm not counting down, and I see I got 6 hours left, and I'm just like, I don't care. I'm painting windows. This is great. I'm listening to my audiobook. It's fantastic. And I'm running out of books, and I'm going to have to find a new series because I'm going to keep this momentum going. It's fantastic. All you need to make it happen is to ask and be open to it. Even if you don't believe fully, just believe in the possibility. Believe that it's possible and that it can happen, and it can happen for you. Because it was hard to believe that at first. It was hard to believe that I could just enjoy every day. I'd always been very destination oriented, and I'm working on focusing on the path right now because I'm always going to be on a path. Destinations come and go, but there's always going to be a path. And I want to enjoy the path. I want to feel good about where I am and not always mentally be in a future, because that's not being present. And being present, as I've recently learned, feels very good. I just feel at peace. And all just because I took a leap of faith and said, okay, I will allow you to show me that it's possible. I didn't believe it, but I was open to the idea that it could be possible. And it very quickly worked. It got easy. Be open to miracles. Be open to the possibility that you can be happy. Happiness doesn't just come easily. It didn't for me, at least. It's something that you have to want and something that you have to work for. Not everybody is going to have that same experience, obviously, but I feel like most of us have to train ourselves to see the positives. I've always been focused on the negatives. I always felt like I had to know what the worst case scenario would be so I'd be prepared in that situation. But I was just always thinking of worst case scenarios, and most of the time they wouldn't even happen. I was just preparing myself for the worst so I wouldn't be caught off guard. But it's like I never was. I was just always mentally in that space of being on edge, and I didn't need to be. I don't know where I was going with that either, but I'm going to go to bed now. Good night. I love you guys.